So here's my little prototype electronic Glockenspiel as it is at the moment. I've just rigged it up with 8 plywood bars to give me a full scale. The electronic starts with each of the bars underneath has got glued a little piezoelectric sensor, so that senses the vibration when you hit the bar and turns it into an electric signal which matches the vibration on the bar. And then each bar has its own little rectifying circuit. So there's the bridge rectifier diodes turning the AC signal into a DC signal. I've got a trim potentiometer working as a voltage divider to adjust the sensitivity of the signal so it doesn't send too much through to the brains part, and then just a smoothing capacitor to make it a nice smooth signal instead of a squiggly signal. Alrighty, and then that once it receives a signal, that gets sent over here to the Arduino Teensy 4.0, which is fast enough to detect all of those vibrations scanning across all the bars. Over here I've got an Arduino Nano. All that's doing is just turning the 9-volt battery into 5 volts, which all these devices like 5 volts. And over here is where the sound gets generated. The Teensy sends the instructions over to this Robertsonics wave trigger board, which on this little SD card here, I've got all the different sounds, and the MIDI signals come through over the wires over here and power. And apart from that, I've just got a few buttons over here which you can use to change the sound. So it changes which set of wave files the trigger plays when you hit the bars. So when it just normally powered up, it starts with the first sound sets, which is a real Glockenspiel which I recorded. Okay, so you can record real instrument sounds and save them as WAV files to use, but just for the rest of the sounds, I've just got sounds that I recorded from this little Casio MIDI keyboard over here just to get things going. So on the Glockenspiel sound's the first button. So on the second button, I've got the Casio's xylophone sound. And then the next button is I've got a timpani sound. Very cool. And then after the timpani, I've got the Casio steel drums. And then I went a bit silly and I made a bass guitar sound. Cool. And then just for fun, I did a drum kit as well. So I can go. Very cool. Awesome. So I guess the next step is to turn this into something that looks a bit more like a real instrument, like that one. I'm thinking of doing something with rubber for these bars so that you don't get these clickety-clack on the normal sticks. I want to be able to use normal mallets rather than having to always use rubber mallets. And yes, and then I should have something that looks a bit more like a real instrument. Cool. Thanks for watching.